Okay, welcome back to my channel. For those who are looking at this channel for the first time, I try to record a lot of my personal development journey on a weekly basis. I do these videos uncut, unedited, and the reason for that is I've never been a fan of speaking in front of a camera, and this is really for me to get my practice in under pressure, if you will, and then put it onto the internet. And I definitely think everybody should try this. I've been doing this since January, pretty much every week. I planned to do it originally every 2 weeks to have 26 videos for the year. As it stands, I already have 31, 32 videos. So it's really for me to kind of look back on the year, see how I've progressed in my personal development and my comfort in front of a camera, and just basically learn. Because this is what this is about, learning about myself. This is about doing the reps, as they say. I know a lot of people have said, work on yourself. This to me is part of working on myself, doing this thing every single week and trying to speak my truth, trying to be as unvarnished and open as I can be. Obviously, I don't really want to put everything onto video, onto the internet, because who knows who's going to be watching it. But as I said, this is just me just chewing the fat every week, talking about personal development and practicing. And I really do think that people who, like myself, might not like speaking to a camera, practice. This is really what this is. Practicing in public, doing in public, rather than reading a book about it, thinking about it, trying it once, and not doing it again, just doing it again and again. There's this one thing that I try to do, I try to apply this idea of first principles. And this is about having 5 or 6 different principles to try to apply on a daily basis. Now, to be honest, I don't know where I got the idea from, and I've recorded 6 or 7 principles, and most of them I don't actually remember on a daily basis. But the one that I do remember is one that I picked up as a concept many years ago. I don't actually know where I got it from, and it goes something like, well, there you go. I can't even remember what it is, which is why practicing in public is like this. It's all about action. It will come to me in a second. But yes, this is all about really practicing in public and just, trying over and over again. And so what I've done over the last week is try to be more intentional. I've talked in the past this idea of me having great goals, having great ideas, and by some weird circumstance, these goals will be achieved. In other words, I've never been a planner, or if I have planned, I've never actually written down the plan. I've never had the right level of intentionality. So what I've started to do in the last week is actually to use my calendar and say, on this day and at this time, I'm going to do X, Y, or Z. And that's really, I wouldn't say it's a game changer, but it certainly has added to my productivity in terms of actually moving forward. And I know it's simple, and I know a lot of people will say, what's the big deal? But for me, I've always been a person who has flown by the seat of their pants, easy come, easy go, just go with the flow, which in a way is just code for procrastination, self-consciousness, a lack of confidence in my ability to execute, denial, all these type of phrases. So by committing to something on paper, or at least in my phone calendar, I do actually realise I've got to try and do something about this. I'm actually going to try. And that's really been, it's not even crazily scientific or crazy magic. It's just something that should be obvious, but for someone like me that has found ways to deflect things and to kind of ignore things, it's actually been quite positive. And I've also been able to dovetail that with my journal. So my journal here, just a paper journal, I record different thoughts, but also different actions and executions, because when I've looked at past journals, they've been interesting, but they've been just musings on stuff that's happened. No, they've been musings on life. They haven't actually recorded what has happened. Because I really want to be able to look back in a year's time and say, oh, on this day a year ago, I met up with this friend, or I started this project. And while the musings about life are always very interesting and always quite inspirational, I do find myself going round in circles. The same thought processes, maybe said in a different way. There's value with that, but at the end of the day, it has to be about execution as well. And that's why my calendar forward looking and my journal backward recording, if that's a phrase, are really good for me in terms of trying to move myself forward. So I'm still trying to remember that quote now. It's really quite annoying. Actions. As I said, I don't edit this. I'm just going to roll with this. But the essence of the quote really is about repetition. It's about the quote is, "You are what you repeatedly do. Excellence is not an act, but a habit." That's it. You are what you repeatedly do. Excellence is not an act, but a habit. So you make the habit of repeating what you do. And that's really it. That's the one thing that kind of comes to my mind every day. Excellence, and I would say excellence and the opposite of excellence, disaster or whatever it would be, is a habit. So if you continue to do a certain thing over a certain period of time, you will get the results of that said application. So if you continue to eat bad food, you know, it's gonna, you know what's gonna come out of it, and vice versa. If you continue to go to the gym and so on, you'll get the results. So yeah, I'm using, yeah, and another thing, I've said in the past that I'm going to evolve this video, and I'm just thinking now, I haven't actually put into my diary or into my calendar things I might try to do to evolve this. So to have a more structured plan for the video of what I'm going to talk about, to try and evolve the thumbnail, to try to deliver the information in a different way. And this again goes back to what I was saying. I have all the great ideas and the best wills in the world, but I haven't got the structure behind the plan. I haven't put it into my calendar as to what I'm going to do. So this is what I plan to do, evolve this video by putting things into my calendar, and hopefully over the next few months you'll see a slightly different approach to some of these. Yeah, I think I'm mused enough. This is this is me in flow. Probably not my best video. Go back to some of the other ones, you'll see what I mean in terms of how I deliver things. But yeah, I'm just relaxed enough now anyway. Okay, I'm talking too much now. Until next time, if you want to follow this journey, subscribe, but also just try this yourself. Just try. You'll know how hard this is if you do what I'm doing now, in terms of off the cuff, regularly speaking about life on video and posting it onto YouTube. So give it a go yourself. Until next time, and hopefully next time I'll have something else more interesting to talk about. Bye bye.